huge win last, couple weeks ago.
Welcome back to the Action Zone. You're watching Undisputed Wrestling Desk, where WWE comes alive. Subscribe and get ready for the latest updates. They said it was just entertainment, another dramatic night in WWE storytelling. The crowd cheered, the cameras flashed, and the world saw Triple H deliver a crushing powerbomb to Ronda Rousey on live television. It was billed as a spectacular moment, the kind that gets replayed for years in highlight reels. But as time passed, whispers began to circulate that this moment might not have gone exactly as planned. What fans celebrated as a thrilling display of strength and athleticism may have also revealed the unspoken pressures, politics, and physical risks that live beneath the glittering surface of sports entertainment. Behind the curtain of WWE's showmanship, every fan knows that WWE blends choreography with competition, but few understand the stress that comes with maintaining that illusion. Superstars trust one another with their safety every night, executing moves that require precision and cooperation. When something feels off, the consequences can be serious, even when the cameras keep rolling. That night, what viewers saw looked like a flawless display of storytelling. Yet, insiders later suggested that it may have been tougher and more physically demanding than originally scripted. Whether from adrenaline, timing, or sheer impact, the aftermath left many asking whether the company's devotion to spectacle sometimes pushes performers to their limits. Ronda's rise and the pressure of expectations. From the moment Ronda Rousey crossed over from mixed martial arts to WWE, she carried enormous expectations. A legitimate combat sports icon, she was hailed as the bridge between real-world fighting and scripted wrestling entertainment. Fans expected dominance, executives expected ratings, and colleagues expected professionalism. But that kind of spotlight can create tension. Veterans feared being overshadowed. Creative teams struggled to balance authenticity with showmanship. And Rousey herself was learning a brand new craft under an audience that expected perfection. In that environment, every match, every promo, and every physical exchange became a test, not just of ability, but of belonging. Triple H, the veteran and the visionary. Triple H, a respected figure both in front of the camera and behind it, has long been seen as one of WWE's most influential minds. As a performer, he represents the old guard, powerful, polished, and protective of wrestling's legacy. As an executive, he's often the bridge between eras, introducing new talent while guarding tradition. When he shared the ring with Ronda, the symbolism was unmistakable, the established cornerstone meeting the new face of the future. But with symbolism comes sensitivity. Each performer's reputation rests on moments like these, and when things appear to go awry, the public tends to search for hidden meaning even where there may be none. Perception, power, and the old guard. Some observers viewed the moment through a symbolic lens, a powerful male veteran delivering a devastating move to a rising female star. For critics, it reflected the unspoken hierarchies within WWE, the tension between new faces and established authority. Others saw it simply as storytelling done well, a veteran giving a younger performer a dramatic showcase. The truth likely sits somewhere in the middle. What's undeniable is that the segment reignited debates about equality, creative control, and how women's wrestling is presented. WWE has made genuine progress in elevating female superstars, yet moments like this reveal how fragile that progress can feel when interpreted through the lens of power dynamics. Media spin and the narrative machine. In the hours that followed, the company's public relations team framed the segment as an iconic moment of entertainment, emphasizing professionalism and mutual respect. Highlight packages were quickly produced, commentators praised the performance, and social media celebrated Ronda's resilience. It was an effective narrative, one that reinforced WWE's commitment to strong female representation. Yet critics felt that this glossed over legitimate questions about safety protocols and performer welfare. The wrestling industry has always been protective of its image, and incidents that challenge that image often disappear beneath layers of production polish. In this case, the conversation refused to fade. Fans had seen something raw and were unwilling to accept the simplest explanation. The double-standard debate. Commentators and fans alike wondered aloud, if roles had been reversed, would the reaction have been the same? Would a female superstar be applauded for showing aggression toward a male legend, or would she be branded reckless? It's a difficult question, one that touches on long-standing gender dynamics in sports entertainment. Wrestling thrives on the illusion of equality in combat, yet real-world perceptions often lag behind. For many viewers, the controversy wasn't just about one move. It was about who is allowed to look dominant, who gets forgiveness, and who bears the weight of blame when things look unscripted. Ronda's response and the quiet aftermath. In the months that followed, Ronda Rousey continued to perform, capturing championships and delivering standout matches. Publicly, she maintained professionalism, but interviews hinted at deeper frustrations with the culture of constant scrutiny. She spoke about the difficulty of balancing storytelling with self-protection, and about the expectations placed on women to prove toughness beyond reason. The incident may not have ended her career, but it altered her relationship with WWE's narrative machine. She became more guarded, more cautious, and perhaps more aware of how easily control can slip away when the cameras are rolling and the stakes are high. The industry's silence and the need for reflection. What followed was perhaps the most revealing chapter of all: the silence. Few insiders spoke publicly about the event. Veteran wrestlers avoided comment, journalists tread carefully, and fans eventually moved on to the next storyline. That silence speaks volumes about how the wrestling industry manages uncomfortable truths. Behind every grand performance lies a real person, a real risk, and a real responsibility to protect those who bring entertainment to life. The industry's reluctance to acknowledge missteps doesn't stem from malice so much as habit, the same habit that has long equated toughness with silence. But change begins when that silence breaks. Beyond blame, lessons learned. In the end, this isn't a story about villains and victims. It's a story about systems, expectations, and the complex humanity behind performance art. WWE, like all major organizations, operates within a constant balancing act between spectacle and safety. The Rousey Triple H moment should serve not as scandal but as case study, a reminder that innovation in storytelling must be matched by evolution in care. Today's performers, men and women alike, push boundaries unimaginable a generation ago. With that progress comes the responsibility to ensure those boundaries don't break the people crossing them. The legacy of a controversial moment. Years later, fans still debate what really happened that night, replaying the clip and reliving the rush of emotion it caused. To some, it remains an unforgettable piece of television. To others, it's a cautionary tale about how close art can come to harm. For Ronda Rousey, it marked a turning point in how she was perceived, from unstoppable newcomer to seasoned performer aware of wrestling's fragile balance between performance and pain. For Triple H, it was a reminder of how every move from a legend carries extra weight, both symbolic and physical. For WWE, it underscored how transparency and communication are as important as showmanship. A call for respect and accountability. What truly matters is the lesson beneath the spectacle. Wrestling will always walk a fine line between fiction and reality, but the well-being of performers must never be part of the illusion. When the cameras fade and the crowd goes home, these athletes are still human beings, dedicated, disciplined, and deserving of safety and respect. The next time a moment like that draws gasps from millions, fans should remember the trust it takes to create it. Because behind every slam and every cheer lies the same simple truth. Greatness in wrestling isn't about who takes the hardest hit, but about who ensures everyone can rise again when the bell rings.